Oh, hi. So this is 10 things that members of the public do that are really horrible. Number 1, spitting. Spitting on a concrete. I even saw somebody doing it on a bus once. I'm not joking, like teenage boys just spitting on the floor of a bus. So you'll sit on a park bench in the summertime and you'll sit down ready to eat your sandwich, and then you'll look down on the floor, and what do you see? A big patch of spit. There might be a couple of patches actually, so you just move straight away because you don't want to sit, you don't want to, you're eating a sandwich or you're relaxing and you don't want your feet going in it, so really revolting. You'll be walking past eating some chips or eating a pie, and then somebody will just go, spit. Revolting, really horrible. It's just like, yuck, get it away from me. So that's number 1. Really antisocial, and in cold weather as well, it doesn't evaporate, so it's just lying there, spit. Number 2 is something that I've made a video about before, and I'll put a link down below, and it is dog poo. I don't get the mentality of people who, some people who own dogs, and they just let the dog crap everywhere and then they walk off and they leave the mess. It's revolting, it's antisocial, it gets in your shoes, you can tread it in your house, or your kids go in it, or a bike goes into it, whatever. It's revolting stuff, and even the most antisocial people you wouldn't dream of letting your 1-year-old son or daughter just poo on the concrete. Let's say you ran out of a nappy. Let's say you took your child with you shopping, and then you needed to change nappies and you didn't have one. You wouldn't just think, oh, it's okay, you can just poo on the concrete and then I'll just walk away and leave it. You wouldn't do it. So why do people let the dogs do it? Horrible stuff. Number 3 is people who pick their nose or pick their ears in public. I don't get it. I've seen it a few times on the train or on the bus or on the tram. Not just scratching your ears, but getting your finger in it, really like getting wax on your finger. It's revolting. It's usually men. It's usually men over a certain age, and it's just, I don't get it. Just also, I was in Subway a couple of years ago with my son, and we were sat down at a table, and there's a guy stood up, and he's waiting for his wife because she's gone to the toilet or whatever, and he's just stood there with his finger up his nose, really picking his nose, and he's kind of looking at me blankly with like a blank expression. I think he was miles away, but you just don't do it. I'm trying to eat some food and I don't want to see you picking your nose. And I also, a couple of years ago, I was in a pub, having a pub lunch, and there's a family opposite us, and this woman, she's finished a meal, she gets out a toothpick, one of those ones with a piece of string or nylon on it. She was like that, picking food out of it, and I thought, come on, people are trying to eat now. It's really, really antisocial. It's horrible. So that's number 3. Yes, number 4. Toilets, public toilets. Some of the stuff in there you see is horrendous. You see people not flushing the chain after a number 2. You can see a big patch of wee all over the floor. I remember going out to the pub once, and my shoelaces were dragging on the floor, and I looked down and they'd dragged into somebody else's urine. Big patch of wee, big patch of urine. And we're not just talking a few drops, we're talking revolting. I just don't know how that's even possible, unless the person was paralytically drunk. They just completely missed the toilet and weed all over the floor. But it's really, really horrible. Public toilets, I've seen patches of poo all over the floor, smeared, like somebody's got diarrhea and they've just, how does that even happen? Like smeared all over the place on the floor, and it's just like, oh, please, really, really horrible stuff. Public toilets, I just don't get the mentality of some people. That's number 4. Number 5 is very, very loud people. I mean, spectacularly loud. I know they probably can't help it, and I'm probably being a bit irritable, but you know, people that have to shout, they have to shout across the, and it's like, why are you shouting, you know? It's just, or they have the loudest laugh in the world. I know you can't help that, and they're probably having a good time, and I'm being a bit irritable, but excessively loud. And we can talk about any kind of loudness, like cars, boy racers who make their cars deliberately loud and backfiring and all that. It's really annoying. So that's 5. I've got to think of another 5 now. Okay, I'm back. Number 6 is excessive swearing. Every second word has to be a swear word. And the worst thing is when you see parents swearing at the children. And I've seen it happen, swearing at a 3 and 4-year-old in the shop. Bad swearing. What a kid's going to do? What do toddlers do? 3-year-olds, they grab things, don't they? You know, I've been in like a supermarket or whatever, and a mother is swearing her head off at this little kid. You effing, you know, idiot, and wait till you get home. And I just think, the kid's 3 years old, you know, it's just ridiculous. So, but in general, we'll call number 6 excessive swearing, you know, really over the top. We all swear from time to time. That's not the issue. The issue is when it's, you know. Anyway. Number 7 is pushing in queues. People who push in queues. It doesn't happen a lot. In fact, the English are known for being polite and for queuing up and for not pushing in, really. But it does happen occasionally. It happened to me a while ago. I was in a bar in summertime and it was really, really busy. And these 2 women just walked right in front of me, and I had to tell them. And I don't think they like being told. And we kind of had a few words, really. And I just thought, well, they blatantly, you know, pushed in front of me. But so that's really annoying when you queue up, and it doesn't happen much, but it, you know, it can happen. Number 8 is having no spatial awareness. It could be to do with parking. Somebody will park and they'll take up 2 parking spaces. Or another example is, once again, you're in a busy place. It could be a shopping centre, big indoor shopping mall or whatever. You've got a sandwich, you've got a pie, whatever, you're about to eat it, but you don't want people bumping into you. So you choose somewhere that's discreet. You choose somewhere that's, you know, that nobody will walk into you. Anyway, there'll be all this space, all this empty space, and somebody will just come like barging into you, and you're like, I can't believe this. I've deliberately chosen somewhere that's, you know, away from everyone, and then this person will just, it's baffling. So that's number 8, having no spatial awareness. Number 9 is drunk people who are drunk. Drunk, and when they won't stop talking to you, so they'll sit next to you on public transport or whatever, and you'll be polite, but it gets annoying in the end. They're really, really drunk, and they're repeating themselves, and they're slurring the words, and it's like, whew, you know. But I suppose, you know, maybe I'm being irritable, but I'm a pretty sociable person, actually, so I'll probably speak to them, but you know, it can get a bit much sometimes. And number 10 is rubbish. People dumping rubbish. McDonald's, they've been to McDonald's or whatever, and they just finished the drink and they just chuck the container out the window. Plastic or wrappers or you name it, cans of Coke, driving in the car, and they just chuck it out. Or people who just litter in general, stuff that's not, I mean, it's a banana skin or an apple core, yeah, on a field that's going to rot, but I'm talking about people chucking cans out, people chucking plastic, people dumping rubbish behind your house, or what they call fly tipping. So if you have a small business, you're supposed to dispose of the waste, but of course these people don't want to pay money to do it, so they'll just dump it. They'll find, when no one's looking, they'll just go down a side street and dump a load of empty bathtubs and you name it, or loads of old mattresses. And that's my 10 points. Thanks for watching. Oh, I'm back with a bonus one. Number 11. I can't believe I forgot this. Smelly people. I mean, I'm talking really, really smelly, stinky people. Like, it's that bad that it makes you a wretch, you know. It's even when they've left the shop or whatever, there's a really bad smell, and you have to get the spray out and all that. It's like, bloody hell, you know, it's like they've not had a bath for 5 years, and that. I know some people probably can't help it because they have issues and stuff, but even so, it's pretty offensive, you know, when you get near somebody who really, really smells. Right, thanks.